So when I was a kid, my dad used to bring me the bestest of gifts. I'm sure you have the best dad too. My dad used to walk all the way to work every day on foot. But he bought me a bicycle. Some of my best video games when I was a kid were brought by my father every time he went out of town. Need for Speed, maybe something else. I had a whole folder full of CDs. So I think our dads remember all of our needs, but we often forget the one special day that our fathers have every year. And this wouldn't be Masculinity Rocks if we didn't just show
Dick some respect.
That's right. I wanted to help everybody how to not give a bad gift to your father. Okay? So we have decided to make a tier list. I'll tell you some of the worst gifts is probably a t-shirt that says you're the best dad ever. The second cringiest gift you can give to your dad is probably a mug. How many mugs can you have in the house, chat? So chat, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do one of the three things. First, I'm gonna call some of my friends to see how many of them remember the Father's Day. Now, if they do remember the Father's Day, then I'm gonna ask them for these suggestions on the gifts. And if they don't remember the Father's Day, well, I am going to probably scream at them. So chat, here's the first goal. And second goal, 3 suggestions out of people. I have my own suggestions that will get you through this day, putting a smile on your dad, okay, and not give him some of the useless gifts. So this tier list will be a combination of 2 things, right? First is how cost effective the goods are, and second will be how meaningful they are. We're gonna rate them based on their meaningfulness. So wholesome is top, then lovely, then mid, sad, and cringe. Okay, so let's get started. Let me call my first friend. Boeing 787 as a gift? Whoa, do you even... Hey, Deb, a very important question to ask you. So we've been friends for such a long time, right?
Yes.
How many years has it been? Do you remember?
6 year around.
It's been 8 years.
Okay, 6, 7, 8, 8.
So we're good friends, right? Do you think we're good friends?
Yes, of course, I believe.
Okay, so today is like a special day for me, right? And I wanted to see if you remember it. Do you know what it is today?
I have no idea.
It only comes once a year. That's a hint. Can you think of anything?
I don't have any idea. What's it?
Okay, so you love cooking, right?
Yes, yes,
Are you at home?
yes.
Can you go to your kitchen? What's your favorite dish you like to make?
Well, anything I like non-veg, veg. There is a dalma called in our local dish. I like that. Chicken item, mutton, everything.
Great. That's a good list. So let's think of something non-vegetarian, right? So what are the first 2 or 3 things that you do while making, let's say, chicken, for example?
Oil, then that masala, onion, garlic, ginger.
Okay, can you do me a favor?
Once I cook it properly, then we'll put chicken.
Wonderful. That's a great idea. So can you do me a favor? Just walk up to the kitchen for a second and take oil, dry masala, onion, garlic. Okay? Mix it well. And then sit on it, you fucking idiot! It's Father's Day today!
What's that?
What is wrong with you?
But why you are asking so many questions on this?
Because you're an idiot. How do you not know it's Father's Day today?
I know. I don't believe it in this. I don't celebrate it.
You don't believe in Father's Day? Chat L Deb in the chat. L Deb. Spam L Deb. Okay, Deb. How many times in your life your father celebrated your birthday, for example?
First 10, 12 years. That's it all.
Okay, so did he bring you any gift for 10, 12 years?
Maybe. I don't remember.
You have a good father or no?
Yes.
Okay, so if you wanted to show appreciation to your father, what do you think would be a great gift for Father's Day?
If I get married, then he will be the most happy.
I'm sorry, what did you just say?
If I get married, then he will be the most happiest person. He needs a daughter-in-law.
Deb, go back to the kitchen and go back in the chat. L-friend chat. L-friend. So chat, at least the point of this exercise is that he will at least call his father now and say Happy Father's Day. Because without this call, he wouldn't have remembered. So, how many friends did we call? 1 out of 3. And gift suggestion received? I'm not counting marriage as a gift suggestion. Why? Because.
Show Dick some respect.
Exactly. But the first suggestion that I would like to add, let me think. What would be a good Father's Day gift? They probably grew up watching TV because they didn't have access to on-demand apps like Netflix. So I would think they watched a lot of sports. Right, chat? So I think one of the great gifts would probably be a sports jersey. Let me get a sports jersey in there. Chat, comment the favorite cricket player of your dad. I don't think it would be Virat Kohli because Virat Kohli is probably of our generation. What do you think about Sachin Tendulkar? Here is a sports jersey. I would say sports jersey, if I had to put it on a tier list, I'd say lovely. It's not wholesome because wholesome is something emotional, but I think sports jerseys are lovely. Now, they're cheap to buy, so they're cost effective. If your father really loves the sports, I think this is the best gift they can get. Now, while we're talking about sports, I think another good example is a courtside ticket. Not courtside, maybe a VIP ticket. What about just a ticket? So sports ticket, I would say is still lovely. Now, this depends on your... Shut up! So, it depends upon your financial status, chat. Now, if you're somebody rich, get him a VIP ticket, I would say. But if you're not somebody rich, just get him a ticket. Do you think that is a W suggestion or an L suggestion? I've changed my mind. I'll keep Latina for myself and gift a jersey or Diego or Maradona to him. Jersey, yes. Jersey is a good. Jersey of Diego Maradona. See, chat, I'm civilizing you all of you. What would you guys do without me? All you think about is gooning all the time. Your father is a soccer fan. Yeah, jersey of Maradona. W suggestion. My father used to be small gangster and town revolver would be best for him if he used to put one on my head when I was... I hope you're joking, bro. Let me see if I have another friend to call. Chad, Dev is saying he didn't understand what just happened. Who should I call next? Wait, I have a guy I can call. Hold on. Now I'm serious, he's been to jail 3 times. Now it could be real because most of our fathers used to do this as a fun activity on the weekends. What? Chad, what are you talking about? You're making dads look really bad right now, I'm telling you. Good old days, guns can... Alright, right now, we need the mods in our chat. Does anybody want to be a mod? Is there a sensible person in my chat right now? What is wrong with you guys? You stop with the guns. Oh, here it is. Hello? Hey, Ankit. How's it going?
Going well.
We've been friends for a long time, right, Ankit?
Yes.
How long has it been?
Almost 2 years.
Okay, so would you say that I'm your good friend?
Yeah.
Okay. So today is something special. Do you know what it is? Very special day for me. I was just wondering if you remember what it is.
Maybe it's your birthday or something.
Oh, it's my birthday.
Is it?
Yeah, it is. So, I was wondering, if you had to give me a gift, what do you think a good gift would be? If money wasn't an issue.
Okay.
Take a guess.
For money, anything else, is it? Or
Okay, let me give you a suggestion. So, okay, wait. So if I named a gift which was economical in nature, would you consider buying it? He disconnected! What? Oh, this is my network. Okay, he didn't disconnect. It's my network. I think I'm the most sensible person here. You can make... Chad, you're the one that needs some moderation, Chad. You are the one that needs some moderation. Let me call him on WhatsApp. Now, we need to continue this call. This was a double call. Here you go. Hello?
yes, Mike.
Ankit, sorry, I think I had a bad connection, so we dropped off. Can we continue just for a minute?
Yes.
Okay, so can I tell you a gift, and if I told you about one, would you consider buying it?
Okay.
Okay, so how about you order a makeup kit, and once it arrives to your home, open it. Okay. And then once you open it, pick out the best colors on the palette. And slowly apply them on your face because it's Father's Day, Ankit. It's Father's Day.
It's Happy Father's Day.
Show Dick some respect.
So you didn't remember it, did you?
I remember. I haven't planned anything special or any status or anything.
Okay,
anything yet.
but be honest. Did you really remember it, or is it just my call that reminded you of that? Be honest.
Actually, I mean, it's not something which I remember, to be very frank.
Okay, so let me ask you two questions. So Ankit, what are some of the best gifts your father has given you over the years? Maybe in your childhood. Do you remember anything special?
No.
Okay. Did he bring you gifts or no?
No, I haven't actually.
Okay, but do you have a good father? Like, did he raise you well?
Yeah, he did.
Okay, so what do you think would be a good gift to give to your father? Or generally think about like maybe a memorable gift that they would value.
Something, a precious watch.
A watch? Okay.
Yes.
Chad, that's a W suggestion, right? A watch is good. What do you think? Like, do you think fathers take interest in one of these smartwatches, or would they prefer like an analog watch? Because they're
It's the analog watch.
the analog, because they're older, right?
Yeah.
What do you think can make a watch special? Like, is like, should we like engrave something on it in the back?
No, it should be simple.
Simple. Okay. W suggestion. All right. Thank you, Ankit. Bye. That's all I wanted. Okay. Happy Father's Day.
You too. Bye.
So, Chad, that's a good suggestion, right? Let me pick that up. So, where would watch go on this tier list? Makeup kit for Ankit, Patty. Bro, these guys are gonna be freaking out. Who the fuck does ego feeding of a dishwasher just to use? Chad, you need to stop. I don't have a mod right now, and you're making it look really bad. I don't know what belt treatment you're talking about. Like, it's Father's Day. You need to behave. If you don't go insane, you'll have to bear others instantly. This is what I believe and live by. Today, after your stream began, everyone calling me on phone to congratulate me for Father's Day. I'm truly best father. Putin, you're not a father. Putin, what are you talking about? What is wrong with all of you? A watch which runs anti-clockwise to reverse the time so you can spend more time with your fathers. Give it up. That's a W suggestion. So Volkslayer finally came up with a good suggestion. Fathers do prefer analog watch, that too of Redo or Rolex. Okay, so now we have a watch on the board. Now, where would I want to put this watch? From wholesome, lovely, mid, sad, cringe? So see, this tier list is about cost effectiveness in combination with meaningfulness. I think watch is a mid. I think it's a little bit meaningful. And I'll tell you how watch is different from these t-shirts and mugs that are very cringe. Okay, and here is my reasoning. First of all, let me get a bigger image so you can just see it. Okay, hold on. A new mommy for the father. You guys are just trolling. You're just trolling me. You're just trolling me. We're all gonna get banned. Chad is the worst guy in the chat. And second is Volkslayer. They're making my life hell. I need to find mod soon. Where is Pende today? Pende, be the YouTube mod and time out this guys. Especially Chad Hindu Brahmin. So the reason why I think the watches are a little bit different than t-shirts and mugs is, first of all, there are too many mugs in the house. And if you give a mug every year, it is more of a liability than it is a benefit. Because it just occupies real estate, it irritates everybody. And if you write, this is my biggest, and if you write best dad ever or something like that on a t-shirt or a mug, it shows publicly. And the reason, the fact that it shows publicly, it can't be worn every day. The same way you cannot have a Christmas tree for 12 months a year. You cannot have Diwali decoration 12 months a year. You cannot have best dad ever mug or t-shirt. You cannot just wear that 12 months a year, right? So it's just like a 1 or 2 day gift, right? Second thing why I think it is bad for men to give these t-shirts and mugs is because when you display something publicly, you are basically asking them to be proud of you. Now, if they end up wearing it every day, then you have to make them proud in order for them to wear it every day. Because imagine they're going around in social circle wearing best dad ever. Their friends are going to ask, what mountain has your son climbed that you're showing it off all around the year, right? And your dad will have to answer that question. And why I think this is bad is because this is what leads to your families and your fathers having toxic relationships with you, because then they try to set standards for you where you need to prove or make them proud. And in the process, they'll be like, oh, make this much money, be this much successful. And this is when men stop being happy and they start chasing validation from other people. So I think these are the cringiest gifts. They're most cliche, they're most repeated, they're most useless, and they're most toxic, in my opinion. So the reason why watches are different from this is because on the watch, if you engrave something, you do it in the back. So nobody knows that except just your father. Nobody can see it, right? So it's a special relationship that you have. And even if you are not, doing something in life that's worth showing off, that's fine. You're still his son. And, nobody's going to see this message in the back. And to your father, you're the best son ever, right? So I think watches are good. But the reason why I would put it in a mid-tier list is because I think they're not very cost effective. They are meaningful, but not super meaningful. Your father could already have a watch, might not need one. So I'd put this as a mid. Okay, chat. Now, what are you guys saying? Anyone built different? So Magtop Buddha, I'd asked you for a suggestion. Do you have a suggestion? Before I read his suggestion, let me just cross off a goal. So gift suggestion received, we have 1 out of 3 from a friend. And the total friends that we have called is now 2 out of 3. That means I only have to call one more friend, and then I can make the whole tier list all by myself. Then, what you wrote about domestic violence there, you guys are saying things that will appear on the stream, and it makes our entire community look very bad. And this is why people don't let men have their spaces, because you guys give them a lot of fuel that discredits the community. Like, you're publicly mentioning all of this stuff. This is what people will use against us. Like, you get a bunch of men together and this is what they talk about. I returned my dad his bike that got busted in bike accident I told you about. W son. This is the type of messages you should be typing in the chat. So chat, W in the chat for Putin. He said he returned his dad's bike to him that was broken in the accident. You know what? That gives me a great suggestion. I was thinking about it before the stream, and I thought one of the most meaningful gifts you can give to your dad, chat, is you can fix something for him that he has lost and he cherishes. Now, those could be a lot of things. That can be an old camera. Maybe there are some pictures trapped in there. Maybe you can repair that. When I was a kid, chat, my dad didn't have a lot of disposable income. So we had a lot of chairs in the household that were broken. Like, they were literally broken. Like, it was like, Dad, you see this seat right here? That seat, like where people are supposed to sit, had a hole. We had 4 chairs. Every single one of them had holes. Every time we'd have guests, we would be embarrassed. And we thought it was our dad's job to fix those chairs because he was the breadwinner. And the fact that he wasn't able to do it, we felt embarrassed of our father because we were immature, right? But growing up, I realized that it was really difficult for my dad to manage things. And as a grown-up, if I saw those chairs still laying in the living room, broken, I would fix them. And my dad would be real proud of them. So that could be camera, a radio, a CD player, maybe some pictures you can find back from when your father was a kid and he had pictures with his mom and dad, you know, which are black and white. You can probably color them with AI, maybe animate them a little bit. You can fix his car, bike if it is broken. Look for other memorabilia in his house that he has lost and fix it. I think he would appreciate it. So that's a W suggestion. So let's put that on the tier list. Okay, so repair something. I would put this on the top tier list. Wholesome. Because it's like, it can be very cost effective depending upon what you're fixing. And it's the most wholesome, most memorable. If I had big money, I'll give my father a Thailand trip package just to relax, dad enough with productive things being a utility. A vacation! I think dads would appreciate a vacation. Because they've worked all their life and they're very worn out. You know, you get to a certain age, when you see your father, it feels like they have shrunken to a raisin. Because all their life they have walked around the earth trying to make money to feed us. They have footprints all over the place. And all that used up body has shrunken. Like a raisin. And I don't think dads take enough vacations. Enjoy the life. They're just busy slaving away, becoming a cash machine. And before you know it, in a blink of an eye, a man's life's past them. And I think if you can give them a break, Chad, if you can give them a break, to slow the life down for them, maybe take them to a beach they've never been, or to their favorite place in the world. Stop life for a second and let him enjoy, let him live. I think that's a good gift. So can we get a vacation on the board? And even though vacations, so cost effectiveness wise, I think they can be, depends on where you're taking them. Thailand would be really expensive, but I think you can just take them to a beach nearby as well. Maybe you live in North India, take them to South India on a beach somewhere. Gokarna, Goa, Kochi. What about Andaman Islands? What about Lakshadweep? I think these are great spots to take your dad. Unless he's a mountain type of guy, then that's different. Then take him to Himachal Pradesh. So vacation, I think I would put that on top tier. I think it's a little bit expensive. Technically, I should put them in the lovely, but it is so wholesome that I'll give it a top tier. W suggestion. Apple Watch, which shows heart BPM rate, etc. That's a good idea if it monitors his heart BPM. But do you think your dad would want to wear an Apple Watch? Because from my experience, they don't like the new technology. They always lean on the old technology. Let me think about that one. Put in the bike that you returned to your dad was a 20-year-old bike? Double. It's just harmless fun. I know you think it's a harmless fun, but people don't think it's harmless fun. They will take your words and use them against you. So like, I think you guys can banter like that in private spaces, but like in public, it's really problematic. I think I haven't done anything meaningful for my parents. I'm a slug. Chad, how old are you? I think you still have a lot of time. And again, this is what I was saying. When you say meaningful, do not set too high of a standard for yourself. And do not start looking for your parents' validation, because that becomes a method of control. Just live your life, be happy, and one day a year, you can just give them a gift. Something small doesn't require a lot of money. If you think hard enough, you'll find something meaningful. Oh, there's a good suggestion. Nah, Chad, now you're talking, okay? See, when you clear all the gooning material from your brain, some really good stuff comes out. If I had big fat money, I would just gift a large piece of land so that he could do his gardening stuffs in it because he loves it. Now, Chad, before I came on the stream, I was talking to ChatGPT because I had a feeling my dad used to love gardening. So I was like, how many dads love gardening, right? I don't remember what ChatGPT answered, but it was a pretty good answer. But I think earlier I was looking, they said 33 to 50% of men in the older ages love gardening. So I think a lot of the men, a lot of our fathers probably do love gardening. And I think you are likely to be the one that has a father that loves gardening. I think at least 1 in 3 or 1 in 2 of you guys that are in the chat would have a father like that, right? So I think gardening tools. So I don't know who was that. So chat, I don't know if you can give your dad a land to garden on. That's what I meant when I said don't set such high expectations that it distracts you from living your life. Gifts are supposed to be meaningful without being expensive. In my opinion, at least, right? Unless you're super rich. So can we get gardening tools instead? So I think something like that is a great idea. What does it say? Happy Father's Day, Dad. Love from Terry and Sarah. Yeah, I think engraving on this would still be good. If dads were flowers, I would pick you. All my love, Louise. Maybe a shovel, maybe a trowel, maybe, you know, one of those watering things. So where would I put that on the tier list? I think on the tier list, let's put that, you know what? I'd put it in lovely. Yeah, I have to put it in lovely because meaningfulness wise, like they're useful, right? So they're useful, so they're lovely, but they're not wholesome. Like there's no deeper meaning behind it. So I'd put it in lovely, but W suggestion nonetheless. What else? I think you guys have all the answers. What about giving your dad a ChatGPT subscription? Voxlayer, what exactly is your dad going to do with a ChatGPT subscription, Voxlayer? Gifting dad his all medicines for 1 year? Nah, that's a good suggestion. All of his medicines for 1 year? But you're gonna buy it in stock? Or are you gonna give him like a subscription card? To, I don't know, CVS or something. Apollo or something. But I think that's a good suggestion. I'll take it. I'll put it on the tier list. Okay. So here's medicines. Now, where would I put medicines on a tier list? I would say mid. Like it's useful, right? I think you would appreciate it. But I don't know how many people can use this suggestion. Because like, it's not necessary that everybody's dad's sick and needs medicine, right? But the dads that do need medicine, for you giving them a yearly subscription of medicines is really good. And it's cost effective as well. But the deeper meaning and would it apply to all? Probably not. So I would give it a mid. This is a mid. Why do men always get gifts which are productive in nature? Being a cog in the system like tie, pen, toolkit, watches, men are not just tools of society that enforces gynocentric thinking. Okay, I get what you're trying to say, Makta Buddha, but what if somebody has a hobby or they like keeping themselves occupied by... Because you mentioned Toolkit. I thought Toolkit was a great suggestion for a gift. Because I assembled my desk, my chair, and assembling my desk and chair by myself, it was a good time spent. Like, I think I like doing handiwork. And I think it can be a hobby for people where they like spending their free time and it's like therapy to put things together. So I think I cannot relate where you're saying they like being cog in the machine, gynocentric society. Toolkit doesn't fit into that. So I think I will actually take that suggestion. Let me get Toolkit in here. Do we have a toolkit? Now, chat, if your dad has a hobby and he likes fixing things in the house, I would say Toolkit is like lovely. especially if he has a hobby of doing that. Thai is an L suggestion. I wouldn't even put it in the tier list at all. I just want my dad to chill and enjoy life and do whatever he wants. Yeah, exactly, Magda. What if he likes fixing things in his free time, right? So then he needs a toolkit for that, and you should probably give it to him if he likes that. They know it's all joke, but they weaponize it to against. Yeah, I know, Putin. I know. Which is why we have to be more careful. Life is not being a corporate slave or a blue-collar worker who slogs all his life. Yes, I agree, which is why you should send him on a vacation. That's on a top tier list. My dad always wanted to have an ambassador car when he was a student in the 90s. Now when he has everything, that car isn't in production. He can buy a second or third hand one, but it would not be a good investment. Like the old cars that you buy, they're not as enjoyable today. Speaking from experience. So I would just give that up. That's out of time. I want to live where I can live in big house. Okay, that's different. Bro, my chat is not showing. Mukesh, why is your chat not showing? I have not banned you. Mukesh, where are you chatting from? From YouTube? X or Kick? My dad doesn't care about gardening. He doesn't have any hobbies, gynocentrism, humble beginnings that killed him from the inside. You know, we have a second life today. Maybe we can discuss that in the night. But yeah, I think a lot of our fathers have a feminism simping problem. And I can relate to what you're saying. And I do have a take of myself on that as well, which is very similar to you. But you know, I think we'll discuss that later tonight. I'll be honest, most older men in India are bitter and frustrated from their lives. I don't know if I can force these men to pick up some hobbies, because most of the hobbies are killed in the process. True. I think it's sad, but it's true. Although I think I think older dads, I don't know about you, but my dad was overworked, but he still managed to take interest in gardening and fixing things around the house for some reason. Health insurance. Health insurance is a great idea. Let's get health insurance on the board. Chat, what's a good graphic for insurance? So okay, so health insurance is in. And where would I put health insurance? I would put it in because it's not very cost effective. I'd put it in, you know what, let's put it in lovely, because like I think that can be really important. So it is expensive, but it can be really necessary at their age. So I'll put it in lovely. Health insurance, W idea. Archer says, Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to you too, sir.
Show Dick some respect.
So a lot of you guys were commenting health insurance. Health insurance is in. Do you think it's a fair rating to put it in lovely? Maybe a woodcutter? So yeah, woodcutter would count in like gardening tools. Or just like a toolkit. Yeah, sure, you can give woodcutter if he wants a woodcutter. Make a video on Acharya Prashant. Somebody else left a comment for me on another one of the videos to make a video on Acharya Prashant. But my problem is, this is a men in his channel. Has he said something good or bad about men? Because if he has, then we can make a reaction live on it. But if he's just a random guy saying random things, it's not in the scope of our channel. So chat, does anybody know if Acharya Prashant has good or bad views in relation to Indian men? And if you guys have any clips, can you send it in the reaction channel on our Discord? Let me actually pin my TTS in Discord. Okay, so whoever wants the Discord link, just type !Discord in the chat and the bot will give it to you. And here is the TTS donor link. Let me pin this. So yeah, so if you find something on Acharya Prashan, just send it in the reaction channel, because I don't know if it's even relevant to us or not yet. Let's see, what else you guys have? Health insurance covered. Bro, how the fuck it's good suggestion? Son always buy medicine for father. How it's gift, it's a responsibility. Yeah, listen, so I do think that sisters should take equal responsibility for this type of stuff, but we have a society where women just like running away from responsibilities. So what I will say is that if you have a good relationship with your father, I'm not asking you to do too much, all right? I don't expect you to become a cash-making machine for your father. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I'm one of those guys who grew up with a sister. Girls were always given a preference in our household. Okay, my sister received the most gifts. She received the most attention, most respect, most love, most education. So after having grown up, I disowned responsibilities, meaning I will not send any money home to my mom and dad. Because if you spend all your life giving better treatment to the girl in the house, then when you grow old, you need to expect better treatment from the same girl in the house. Okay, so I'm not expecting you guys to do anything different. Like, I'm not saying, like, you know, you sacrifice your life and send money home if you don't have a good relationship with your father. But I don't know how expensive these medicines are, right? Depending on whatever it costs. If it's not too much, I think you should just buy it to help your dad, because at the end of the day, women are not going to help men, so only we have to do it, right? But definitely don't go over the board. That's what I've been trying to say this whole life. Don't go over the board where you're just compromising your life to make somebody else happy. If you have a special relationship with your father where you think he has been really good to you your entire life, then I think he deserves the best. Then I think you should do as much as possible for him. Professor is here. Happy Papaji Day, Kings and Mick. Thank you, Professor. Professor, I tried calling you. I was looking for a suggestion for a gift. If you have any, just let us know. Chat, we have a second live this evening with Professor, so just stay tuned for that as well. Horsefire tablets is the best medicine you can give to your dad? What is a horsefire tablet? What is a horsefire tablet, chat? Chat. Whose suggestion was that? This better not be something goofy. What the fuck is this? What is a horsefire tablet? Oh my god! Chat, what is wrong with you? Are you a psycho or something? Chat, who wants to vote on whether or not I should ban Chat Hindu Brahmin? Should I ban this guy? Chat, start voting now. Type 1 in the chat if you want me to ban him. Type 2 in the chat if you don't want me to ban him. Nah, I'm gonna be honest, you're trying to become pain in my ass. Bro is really trying to recommend Viagra as a Father's Day gift. You know what? I'm gonna be just as goofy. I'm gonna put it on the tier list. You know where that's gonna go? Sad. No, it's not even cringe. It is just sad for somebody to recommend Horsefire tablet as a Father's Day gift. The best start will be giving him a good diet and a protein-rich diet, which will improve his health and brain functions. Then he might think for himself and dive into the self-improvement snowball. I think Metta Buddha is the best chatter that I have in my chat. Metta Buddha, I'm just gonna mod you. Okay, can you control the herd that comes in my chat? Because we have some really toxic minions around here. How about becoming the cannabis supplier for our dads? We all would have a good time. No. cannabis is not coming on the tier list. Acharya Prashant is a gynocentric misogynistic person. He focuses mostly on Advait philosophy and Bhagavad Gita, from what I've known, but he's also anti-natalist. He subtly puts misandry in his videos. Can somebody send me some material? Because I know nothing about him as of right now. That Acharya Prashant doesn't know a fuck about Advait. He probably doesn't know more than Adi Shankaracharya, and his sayings are exactly opposite of preachings of Adi Shankaracharya. I have no idea what any of this means. Somebody brings me a clip, I will understand. Main zinda ha mek bhai. Hande, you need to be a mod, and Magda Buddha, you guys need to be a mod on the YouTube chat, because we have some chaos cooking right now. TRT? Bro, why would your dad need... Oh, that's Professor? I don't know if you're trolling or like you're being serious that he needs TRT. Let me call Professor. Let's try again. Let's see if he answers. Yo, Professor, why would a father need a TRT?
Just a second.
TRT for depression and self-deletion thoughts?
Yeah.
So you're being serious?
Yeah. I saw one podcast, Joe Rogan explaining the same as well. Because if you see the rise of deletion rate post 50 is like 50 years of age in men, it can be covered a lot by using these TRT, testosterone replacement therapy, biohacking, methylene blue, and stuff of that sort.
It's actually shown to work?
Yeah, because if your testosterone levels are very low, chances are that you will feel those like bad thoughts coming in your head and messing up with your mind, and people then also do a lot of shitty stuff, maybe deleting themselves to the point. So for guys, it's a must, I would say. If you are like 48 plus, 47 plus, and you're dealing with this gynocentric social order, and you need some sort of backup from your hormones, so yeah, go ahead. With respect to testosterone, TRT, at least it can be prescribed by the doctors, and it's not something which falls in the gray area, just like some other juices or some other chemicals and drugs that these gym goers take. So it's not that; it is completely certified, by medical professional, and they prescribe to these guys who are in their late 40s or 50s or 60s.
Legitimately, I did not know about this. I never paid any attention to this stuff, but that's like good information. So you're seeing my tier list, right? So my tier list is based on cost effectiveness and meaningfulness. Okay, it's a combination of two. So where would you put TRT in here?
I won't give it the wholesome rating because it's not like a wholesome kind of a thing, but more towards the second or the third rating. It's something like people can afford it, but it also has a lot of levels attached to it. So TRT can be done with with the help of injectables. It can be done with the help of creams and lotions. So it's basically providing testosterone to your body.
Okay,
something like that.
but is it expensive? Like, how much does it cost?
Like it depends. Like which kind of option would you want to try? So there are 10,000 rupee option available, 50,000, 1 lakh, 2 lakh. So it depends.
I know it's subjective. It also depends, but like, how often would somebody need TRT?
If the guy is like 55, 59, 60, so chances are that the injection cost will increase. Approximately, I can give like a fair amount of estimate would be somewhere between max to max 60,000 yearly.
Okay, so
Because one injection, the 5,000 or maybe 2,000.
So health insurance is on a lovely tier for us, right? So I don't know what costs more, health insurance or TRT, but based on what you're saying, TRT is basically like life saving if somebody is depressed or at risk of self-deletion. However, I don't know if you can identify somebody who's at risk of self-deletion. I know some guys in the chat who talk to me, they know their fathers are, not in the greatest of mental health. I know a couple of them, right? So I think in their cases, if they care about their dads, it would probably be in the lovely section. I can't say it'd be mid because it's a life-saving thing.
Yeah.
Cool.
A lot of these actors in India, which you see who are still young, like they are not young, but still they're in their 60s, early 60s, mid 60s, they still look good, in good shape. They are actually taking TRT, and this is something which is not being told to the guys in their 50s and 60s?
Well, W suggestion. So let's put a TRT on the list as well. TRT, chat, do you think it's a fair rating to put it on Lovely? Like, it's really expensive, but what he said is that it's life-saving. So I'll put health insurance and TRT here, but it's really expensive, chat. TRT, high BP, heart attack. Oh, I didn't read that earlier. I would have asked Professor about it. I don't know if it gives heart attack. I saw a news in which a guy donated food to alligators. Why? Was alligator their father? What? Chat, do not give food to alligators. It is Father's Day. Please give food to your father.
Show Dick some respect.
That reminds me, you can take your father to a favorite restaurant that he wishes to go to, but never has time or money to go there. Feed him his favorite food instead of feeding a fucking alligator. Who's that moron who's feeding the alligators on Father's Day? Maybe you should have alligators raise you. So yeah, so let's get that. So where is a food suggestion? So can we have food on the board? Chat, W suggestion or no? I think you're taking him into a restaurant. I can see where it would go on the tier list. Chat, what do you think? Is that a W suggestion? I'd say it is lovely. It's cost effective. And it's something special you can do easily for your father. It would mean well to him if you know what his favorite food and favorite restaurant is. Immediate fit, chat. Just like that, you became a hero. So yeah, stop feeding the alligators, you dumbass, whoever that was.
Show Dick some respect.
Somebody said, who's that? Somebody said a PS5 or play cricket or something like that. Well, I don't know if your dad would want to play PS5 unless it's a techie dad who really loves video games, in which case, yeah, buy him a PS5. But I doubt. How many Indians' dad would be into video gaming? I don't see that. I don't see it. Chat, do you see it? Do you think dads want to play video games? I don't see it. Let me know in the chat. Is the TRT procedure quality in India good and safe? Because we know that I have Indian companies done with the protein powder industry. Yeah, that's a good question. However, I don't have any knowledge on it. Maybe we could ask Professor later on that. I saw a news in which a guy donated. Okay, I read that. It's a mid, to be fair. What? Magda Buddha, what's a mid? Restaurant, favorite food, or TRT? What's a mid? No, I'll take your feedback. What's a mid? Let me know in the chat. By lunchtime, put in do not feed the alligators, okay? In your lunchtime. Oh my god, he says I'm going to feed the alligator? What is wrong with you all? Why is my chat like this? Why are you guys like this? You know what would be more fun is going on a trekking trip and then renting a cheap lodge on a farmhouse, cook meat with your father, and drink beer in open sky while talking with him about life. W suggestion. Vacation is already the top tier, so yeah, I think that would fit in there. So chat, take it. So is that TRT is mid? Alright, Magda Buddha, just because you say so, I put it on the mid. TRT is mid. So cool. So chat, right now, I think since Professor gave me a call, I've completed my first goal, which is that I've called 3 out of 3 friends so far. Gift suggestion received 2 out of 3. Yeah. And rest of the suggestion, I'll just do it myself. Okay, so let's get to it. What else do we have? So okay, so now that you guys have given your suggestion, call your another friend. He's not gonna answer. He's not gonna answer, trust me. He's probably sleeping. It's Sunday, and I know all my friends are lazy. Ain't no way he's answering. I left him a text. I said, call me back. He didn't even reply to that. Look at this chat. Nope. This is the last one I'm gonna try. After that, I'm just gonna complete this tier list by myself. You and me. You have so many friends. You guys are my friends too, by the way, just so you know, right? I have so many friends because you guys are friends. Jabang!
Hey, Mike. Hey, Mike.
Yo! Let's go! He answered! Now, chat, this is one of my better friends than the other one. Okay, this is not a degenerate one.
Oh, you're online.
Yeah, so I'm live streaming.
streaming.
So what are you up to, Devang?
I'm just enjoying my Sunday.
Okay. I was just wondering in case you were sleeping and I was bothering you.
No. I just woke up. I just woke up like an hour back. Yeah.
Okay, so
But we can talk.
so Devang. So you know, we've been friends for a long time, right?
Sorry, what?
We've been friends for a long time, right? How long has it been?
I think it's been 2, 3 years, 2.5 years, something like that.
So do you consider me a good friend?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, you know, today is something special and I wanted to see if you remember the special day. Do you know what it is today? Very special to me.
So, today is a special day for you.
I mean, yeah,
It's your birthday.
yeah, it's a very special day for me. I was just wondering if you would know what that is.
No. Is it some kind of like a... Because I know you for quite some time, so is it's either your birthday or something, or if you're saying it's a special day for everyone, it's probably related to something to men or feminists.
But you don't know exactly what it is.
No.
Okay, let me give you a hint. Do you like driving, Devang?
Yeah.
Okay. What's your favorite motorcycle, Devang?
Oh, so here in India, it's Royal Enfields, like probably the classics or the standard, but overall, like it's Triumph T120, T100. I told you, like I own one T100 back in California.
Yeah. That was a double bike. So, what are your favorite places to go on a bike ride in India, for example?
And like mostly like it should be like long journeys. In India also like it's gonna be like more long journeys, like exploring the countryside and stuff like that.
Okay.
You know, left alone.
Can you name a place? Like just name a place, like one of your favorite places to go on a bike ride.
I mean, I can. So I live in Asia, so you can take like any place, like going in the countryside towards Rajasthan, towards going Haryana, or even do the long trips to Ladakh or like down south.
Oh yeah. But what do you think about mountains? Do you prefer mountains or beaches?
I prefer mountains.
You prefer mountains? Okay.
Yeah.
So isn't there like a, you know, do you like one of those views from the hill, like maybe?
Views?
1 second.
Hello.
Okay, yeah. So isn't there so on mountains, you know, I once went to Mahabaleshwar and they had a lot of cliffside views. Do you know a place like that in North India, like somewhere, you know, there are a lot of cliffs, great view? What do you think?
Yeah, there are like if you go to if you go for a trip in Uttarakhand, if you go to a trip in Himachal, all the way to Ladakh, you will get a lot of those kind of views.
Okay. So what I want you to do, Devang, is picture, okay? And imagine you're driving, okay? As a matter of fact, I think you should take the suggestion, okay? Take your Royal Enfield out 650, put it on a highway, take a good trip, book some hotels, and go to a place where they have the best views in the mountains, okay? Go to one of the cliffs, okay? And put your bike off the cliff! It's Father's Day, you idiot!
What?
It is It's Father's Day. What is wrong with you?
Oh, it's fun. Okay.
Chat, I take my words back. Chat, type L Devang in the chat. See, I thought he was one of my better friends, but no, all of them are degenerates. None of them remembers Father's Day at all. Okay, Devang. Devang, what is a good Father's Day gift?
So good for me.
Yeah, sure, for you.
Okay, for me, it's going to be like doing something special for my dad. Whatever, like let's say if he told me something in the fleeting, in the last 1 year, 2 years that he wants to do or something. So doing that something special. Let's say if he wants to go somewhere on a trip, and I think he said that like, oh, this is a night, because my dad likes to go on trips and everything. So
You know what?
probably like
I'll give that to you. Chad, that's a double suggestion, right? A lot of times people don't focus on what your dad needs. So the better your relationship is with your father, the more likely you are to identify what he really needs, because you would hear him talking about, oh, maybe I could have bought that, or maybe I could have gone there, but I don't have the time and money to do so. So you're saying for your dad, it's a trip somewhere? Is that what it is? What are the specifics?
Yeah.
You don't know.
I mean, like, no, so what I'm trying to say is that, like, whatever he told me, so I basically, like, put down my head and then recall that, like, whatever he has told me to do. So let's say, one time he told me that, like, oh, I want to go to my native temple, right? So so basically, like, it's a remote town, it's a remote small town or like a village in UP. So I arranged that, right? Because he desperately wanted to go to his native temple and native village. So I arranged that and everything, comfortable.
Okay, let me ask you something.
Ride and everything.
Let me ask you something. So you're like very knowledgeable on Hindu stuff, right? And I was thinking a great gift for Hindu dads could also be a worshipping idol, something related to worshipping. Okay, not for your father, general. So so since you know so much about Hinduism, which god is known for being the best father?
Which god is known to be a best father? Shiva is known to be a good father. I mean, apart from that, like if you discount that, like he severed away head of Ganesha and that story, that there are many rishis or the rishis who are also known to be good fathers.
Okay, so Shiva would be like the topmost suggestion. I mean, you did name a rishi, so I don't know what rishi, but Shiva is like a good father example in Hinduism. Yeah? Yeah, okay. Okay, so like if we give like dads like a worshipping idol and said Happy Father's Day, and inside the box there was a idol of Shiva that he could put in a temple. Double gift? Okay. Now, Devang, have you wished your father yet?
No, I just woke up.
Well then, bitch, and fuck up!
Okay.
All degenerates, chat. So chat, now I think I've called 4 out of 3 friends, and I think we did receive a good suggestion. So chat, on the tier list, what is Mekta Buddha saying? It's okay, saying, hey Mick, please do check Woke Bro's new community post. That's the reason I don't like him or support his cause. Okay, sure. Let me just first add Shiva's idol. Chat, what's the story of Shiva? Do you think this is a good gift to give to your father? If you're a religious person? Okay. Let's just add this real quick. Now I have 2 or 3 suggestions after that, which nobody brought up. Okay. So let's do that, and we're gonna finish this real quick, then see what Wobros is up to. Okay, so chat. So let's first update the goal. Gift suggestions, 3 out of 3. Friends called, 4 out of 4. 4 out of 3, sorry. These people would have never wished their fathers happy Father's Day if I hadn't called them. See chat, this is how it works. Sometimes you have to play a role in your life to create a community you desire. So what I would recommend to all of you, if you have friends, is that you call your friends, at least 3 of them, to remind them that it's Father's Day today. And if nothing else, they would at least wish their father. And it will strengthen the relationship between men. That was the real point of this live. Okay, now let's get to the Shiva idol. I think this in the tier list, I would say would go, I would say lovely. Vacation still remains the top, and repairing something meaningful. I would say a separate TV for a man cave. You know, I ain't gonna lie, that's expensive. I cannot put it in the wholesome. I will put it in lovely. Now, let me tell you why I think TV, a separate TV, is a really good gift for Indian fathers. And that's because I feel like our fathers and men in relationships and marriages generally do not get their own space. And most of them have this pestering wife, you know, yappa, yappa, yappa all the time. And the minute dad comes home after work, they just do not let them have their own space, right? The dude just wants to watch TV for a little bit and go to sleep. But moms just are, I don't know, maybe this is not in everybody's house, but I've seen it in a lot of houses where they're just pestering, bitching, fighting over the TV, right? So if you just give him a separate TV in his bedroom, let the mother watch whatever she wants to watch in the living room or the kitchen, and let the father have his own TV if he doesn't have it already. That way he'll get some private space, some quiet, some peace, some solitude, and I think dads really appreciate that. However, I think TV is really expensive, but there's a reason why the idea of man cave is so popular, because it's the most meaningful gift that you can give in today's day and time if this is a problem that they have. Okay, read what Shiva did with Ganesha. Was this a bad suggestion? What did Shiva do with Ganesha? Wait, what? Wait, what? Shiva cut off Ganesha's head? Alright, this is just bad suggestion. Let me call him again. Devank? Devank. My chat just told me that Shiva cut off Ganesha's head.
I mean, like, what the hell is going on? You're yelling and something like that. I don't understand.
I'm not yelling right now. Yeah, sorry about that.
But you yell.
Yeah,
You
sorry.
yell like twice, right?
Yeah, sorry about that. It's just like, you know, you understand, you didn't remember Father's Day. It got me enraged. Okay, so listen.
I mean, like, I just woke up, right? I told you.
Well, I woke you up. You're
No,
welcome.
I just woke up. I told you, right?
Yeah, I woke you up. It's like now you should be awake.
No. I said that like I just woke up, so that's why I didn't wish my dad. And my dad is already in puja, so he's right now praying, and he does that for like 1.5 hours. So what do you want me to do? Like, should I just interrupt his prayer and then wish him Happy Father's Day because Mick told me?
No, but like, be honest, you didn't remember it was Father's Day, so you were never gonna wish him unless I reminded you.
But if I don't know about anything, how can I wish about
Yeah,
that,
exactly.
right?
This is why I yelled
But
at
then
you,
what-
because I traumatized you to remember that shit. You're welcome.
No, you know, that's you yell it like out of just no reason.
No, there is a reason you didn't remember it. Okay, listen, help me out right now.
I mean, like so
we can have
is
this.
like a-
We can have
this
this
is like-
argument later. We can have this argument later.
No.
You want to apologize? Okay, I'm sorry. Okay.
No, this is something that like largely like people have to be reminded of, just like Women's Day. It's not like it's not celebrated all across here. So like you don't, I don't even remember sometimes my own birthday.
Yeah, no, I know that is the problem in men, that they don't remember their birthdays, but that is a separate problem. But okay, can we have this argument later? First tell me, is this true that Shiva cut off Ganesha's head?
I did tell you that last time, like when you gave me the last call.
So
I did tell you.
why is he a good father figure then?
Because he is, that's why I told you like that, like Shiva is a good father figure, but if you discount him severing off the head of Ganesha, because he basically stopped him from entering the place where Shiva's wife and Ganesha's mother was taking a bath. So if you discount that story, but then
But isn't that simp? Be honest, isn't that simp behavior?
no, that's not simp behavior, because you have to take the entire story in context, right?
Okay.
In context, and then
Oh, okay, I think the stream would get derailed. Today it's just about gift. So if you cut off your son's head, then I don't think you belong in the tier list then, because we're making tier list of gifts you should give to your father. So this is not a great gift then. Name another idol that you can give to your dad, if you know any.
I told you, right, that if he has told me anything that he wants to do in the last 1 or 2 years, and he couldn't do or we couldn't do, yeah.
Sounds good. Okay. Thanks, Devang. Check my text message after this, okay?
Okay.
All right. Chat, we're gonna delete that. I don't think that belongs there. How could you just cut off your son's head and be called a great dad? Nah. How do I remove this shit? I think this is just sad. Here, I'll downgrade it. Okay, chat. So let's finish this off. A Netflix subscription, I think I would put that in mid, because I don't know if dads watch Netflix. But a sports subscription, that would be wholesome. No, I think that would be lovely. A scooter, I would put it in cringe. Because it's like too expensive, like it's too much. Now, whose dad likes to read thrillers, novels, and book? I would say that is a lovely gift. But you know what is the most lovely gift, chat? Chat, remember all the memories you have with your dad all your life? He tried to raise you. And now that we've grown up, we almost never even call our fathers. We never give them a visit. So I think the best gift that you can give to your father is a call, visit, or a hug. And that I would put in the top list, because for that, you don't need to spend any money. It's free of cost. Okay? Gold chain, I would say, is a cringe idea. A puppy, I would say mid idea. I don't think Indian dads really like animals. Although there are stories where they grow to love them after you give it to them. But this is like a risky stuff. So, I don't know. Netflix, I'll move it to lovely. only if you can replace this with probably, you know, I don't know, like a sports subscription or something. Now, the one thing we didn't consider is plants. Now, I would put that in wholesome list if your dad really likes nurturing things. And if your dads are into gardening, I think they would also appreciate probably something like seeds or plants, something like that, that they can nurture, because they have very little involvement in children's life, because mothers typically control raising children and they miss out on a lot of things. And even though time doesn't return, I think a lot of dads like doing gardening and raising plants only because it's their little kids that they do get to raise, you know. So I would give plants for some reason a top tier. And this is my entire tier list, chat. Hey Mikbai, I'm back. Chat, welcome back. How about a photo album of the memories father and son had to dwell on the memories? That is a great idea. Nah, that's like a best idea. Let me get that on the tier list. Photo book. Okay, can we get a photo book in here? Here's a photo book. I will put that in the top tier. Double suggestion, Maktabuda. Read, okay, I literally gave my mother Bhagavad Gita, so you can also do like that. You know what? That's another good suggestion. So we're gonna put Shiva idol in the stat, but Bhagavad Gita, I would put that in the... I think it's a mid. Because not everybody's dad would be religious, but if your dad's a religious one, I don't know how deeper of a meaning it is to Father's Day, you know, but Bhagavad Gita I would say is mid. Chat, is that fair, or do you think any of the ratings should be changed? Alright, let me show you something on the screen, then you let me know. So chat, these are all the ratings. Wait, let me add Bhagavad Gita first. Alright chat, here's Bhagavad Gita. So chat, this is my entire tier list, chat. Chat, how did I do? Is this a double list or no? So in the wholesome, we have fix something memorable that your dad have in the house. Take him for a vacation, give him a hug, call, or a visit, give him a plant, some meaningful plant. I'm sure you guys can research that on your own. Then we have a photo book with memories of you and your dad. In the lovely, we have a jersey, a sports jersey of his favorite player. Tickets to a game. This can be a movie as well, but I think whatever he appreciates more. Gardening tools, a toolkit that he would like to use, a health insurance, a dinner or a lunch to his favorite restaurant with all of his favorite meal, a separate TV if he doesn't already have one, maybe in a separate room, a combination of his favorite books or novels if he's a reader, a Netflix subscription, or a sports channel subscription. In the mid, we have a watch with something in relation to your relationship engraved on the back of the analog watch. It has to be an analog watch. Yearly medicines, somebody recommended that. I think it's a mid idea. TRT, as per Professor, it's a life-saving thing. If your dad is depressed, not doing well, or at risk of self-delete, TRT could probably help. However, it is very expensive. That's why it's in the mid. But it's life-saving, and if it really applies to your dad and you can afford it, go for it. A puppy, you know, I think I am going to put it in a sad. I don't know if Indian dads want puppies, but if they want it, I'll leave it in the mid. Bhagavad Gita, sure. If he's religious, give him a Bhagavad Gita. Mid idea though. Sad ideas is whoever came up with this bullshit. I don't remember, and I don't want to remember. Actually, I do remember who it is. Whoever recommended horse fire tablets. That's just a sad suggestion. Shame on you, Chad Hindu Brahmin. Shame on you, bro. That's a sad suggestion. And the idol of Shiva, probably not a great idea either, because he apparently beheaded his own son. So that's just a sad suggestion. I don't know the context around it. We don't have time for that today, but some other time we'll ask about it. I don't know why he beheaded his son. Whatever. Now, some of the worst gifts you can give, Chad, is a t-shirt with World's Best Dad, or a mug, or a scooter, or a bike, which is very expensive. That's why it's down here. The first two are just bad because it's too cliche. I explained it earlier, all the problems there are with it. Gold chain, again, too expensive, not that meaningful. So I think this is our entire tier list. W or L, chat. Spam it in the comments. How about playing badminton with him every weekend? Man, spending time with him is in the top tier right here, okay? So you can count this as one of your suggestions. But yeah, if you have time, you should play badminton with him every weekend. I just need, if you help in discussion, bro. Okay. Wheelchair, Voxlayer. What? We only have 2 trolls in the chat right now. It's Chad Hindu Brahmin and Voxlayer. But if you're being serious, Voxlayer, if your dad really is disabled, yeah, give him a wheelchair. But I don't think that applies to everybody. Okay. Yeah, W tier list. So, now, what were you saying about Book Bros? Let me close all this. Chat, here's a link to the tier list if you want to use it later for fun. I don't know. I created this from original because apparently they didn't have it on their website because nobody cares to celebrate Father's Day. Chat, our Magtao Part 2 has been moved to next week because today we have different plans with Professor. Core principles. Yo, Magtao Buddha, what post were you talking about in relation to Wokbros? Because he posts quite a lot, bro. Which one is it that you think is problematic for you? Please meet student of Hui University. Save yourself. Justification of Raja murder. Happy life without wife. But I thought he was pro-marriage. What does it mean, happy life without wife? Is he changing sides? Chad, is he coming to our side now? Hero or villain? Yeah, Maktabura, can you let me know which post you were talking about? Community post of Woke Bros? Yeah, these are the community posts. These are the community posts. Send us a link on Discord. We'll take a look at it. But yeah, chat, I think that was all for the stream today. Let's just, chat, before we end, let's just take a look at how did we do on X, because this is the first time I was live on X. Was I even live? Yeah, I am live. So yeah, there are not too many people watching there. What about Kick? Kick, how are we doing here? Kick. Yeah, not a lot of viewers here either. But yeah, chat, I started multi-streaming just to see how it works there. If we do attract some of the followers there, we'll continue. Otherwise, we will stop and stick to YouTube. But I wanted to try something out. But anyway, chat, thank you so much for watching. I'll be back live at 9 p.m., something like that. But thank you so much for joining me. You know, you make the stream special. Now, all the brothers that I have traumatized, I'm just gonna give them a call and let them know everything's good. Yeah. Okay. Alright, chat. Thanks for being there with me. I'll see you guys later. Bye, chat. Bye. Where's my exit? Bye, chat. Bye, bye. Bye, bye. Bye, bye. Bye, bye. Bye, bye. No. We can't go right now. Okay, wait. I need to redo that. Redo.